All right, so we on our next segment. We back. You know what I'm saying? We had to take a little break, a little drink break, and all that. You know what I mean?
What it is.
You know, on the F&S Podcast, that's what we do here.
Had to mix some stuff up.
So this next segment, what is it called, Josh?
Pay it backwards?
Pretty much, are you obligated to take care of your relatives and friends if you obtain a certain amount of money, like a high amount of money, winning the lottery or getting drafted?
Specifically about the draft, because the draft just ended today.
Yep.
The NFL draft, that is. Detroit. And a whole lot of players is getting ready to get some of the biggest checks that they ever experienced in life, checks that can change their whole family's life. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's been kind of a thing, it's a good thing, where players that get drafted, they take care of the people that that are their family. You know,
really a good thing, Josh?
Well, look, I ain't gonna look down on anybody that buys their moms a house.
I'm not saying you look down on it.
Why are you buying your mother a house?
Well, obviously, because you come from a background where, you know, your family is not as, I ain't gonna say they in necessarily need, but I will say that they don't have the comfortable circumstances that other people come from.
Okay, let's say this, right? Let me ask you this question. I get it, right?
Right. That's why it's called pay it back.
I get it. But so you constantly pay their bills. All their bills. While they functioning full-fledged adults. For the rest of their whole life.
I personally believe if any adult is capable of taking care of themselves, then that's what they should be doing.
All right.
But there's nothing wrong with you giving them a strong head start.
What if your mother or father came up to you and said, "You owe me this. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be at the draft"?
Is that a question for me specifically?
I mean, just, you know, because there's so many young NFL prospects being drafted this year. What if your parents came and said, "Oh, you owe me. This is what I expect"?
Well, that's why the segment is called Pay It Backwards. Because most of the time, in the ideal situation, anybody that takes on an amount of wealth, they view this as something that they can pass on to their kids.
Does everybody view it like that?
I said most.
Does most view it like that? Or is it just in the black community?
Non-Americans don't view it like that.
Non-Americans? So you mean like foreigners?
Yeah.
Americans. Most Americans that I come across, most Americans that we study about in books or something like that, I would say for the most part they view this as something that they can pass on to their kids.
How can you pass it on to your kids if you've given it to your parents?
Well, that's the point. Pay it backwards. When you
Not pay it forward.
Right, not paying it forward, you're paying it backwards.
When you want to give it to your kids?
That's what ends up happening. I mean, look at the Lakers. The Lakers is a perfect example. Mr. Buss, the one that was the owner of the Showtime Lakers, he passed it on to his daughter, Jeannie.
But was she putting in work to prove that she? I mean, I'm not saying that she's the greatest, but she wasn't just on her behind just sitting there either. I don't think
that could be true.
Because,
but was she qualified to have that job over other people?
Qualified, but that's a lot of this stuff is that goes in the territory. Is not what you know, who you know, right? So that's a whole.
That's always been the case.
But the thing is it fair that you put in all the work, all the grind, and a lot of times family members don't even believe in what you're doing. Well, saying you shouldn't be doing it.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying that you're wrong there, but what's one of the lines that we hear from a lot of athletes that take on the wealth that happen to have kids? I want them to have the life that I didn't. I want them to
That's
have a
their
better.
kids. Are we talking about other people? Like kids is.
But that's the whole point of paying it forward.
Your kids, not
Right.
cousins.
You put them in position. The whole idea is that your money puts them in position.
But you have issues to where you have these athletes going broke, giving their money away to their family.
Well, that's not the only reason.
They have nothing to pass down to their children.
That's not the only reason.
That's not the only reason.
That's not the only reason why they go
You got
broke.
these dudes tricking and all
I
types.
know,
There's so many different things that go in there.
But how many athletes have came out and said that they are taking care of people? They're taking care of their family.
Well, hold up now. See, now this is where each athlete has the responsibility of identifying who is worth it and who's not. Because you may have a lot of family members, but not every last one of them is deserving of it.
That's facts. My thing is this, right? A lot of people is opportunists. A lot of people like to take the shortcut, and then also a lot of people don't like to say this, but family can drag you down. Family can be your worst enemy. Family can be the biggest leeches more than strangers. And then family like to use this brainwashing mechanism of acting like you owe them because we share the same bloodstream and DNA.
Listen, look, at the end of the day, to go back to your question, parents that take care of their kids, that's doing the job that you inherited by having kids. That comes with the job.
Right.
That comes with the territory.
But does that mean, listen, this is, I didn't ask to be here. No, I didn't ask to be here.
That sounds ungrateful.
No, that's not ungrateful because, no, because if there's parents that do things like destroying kids' credit when they don't know and mess like that, putting things in child's name that they don't know and then they go out into the world with bad credit already.
That's a fact.
What you say about that? That's terrible, right? Yeah. Or to sit there and say, because if I wasn't put here, I don't know. But the thing is, if you handled your business, and that's a double-edged sword here. Okay, that's not ungrateful. But if the thing that I'm doing, you didn't believe in, you said I couldn't do this, I shouldn't do this. You were stupid for doing this, because parents do that. Parents can be very ruthless, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of parents out here that had kids by accident and they take it out on the kids. Or the struggle of them having kids, they take it out on the kids, and then when their kids come out to be something, then they sit there and say, you owe me for me bringing you here. Which is unfair, you know what I'm saying? Because I have to take care of all your bad decisions, your bad money mismanagement, and things like that. That's not right. I don't think that's right.
No, it's not.
So I have to carry the brunt of all your bad decisions when I got my own family. So I got a wife and kids, but yet you sitting over here fully able. You not disabled. You have a husband too. Yet I'm supposed to take care of your lights, your car note, your groceries, and every other thing you running up, and I have to take care of it just because I earned this. You know what I mean? That's not right.
At the end of the day,
You don't have to take care of it.
No.
at the end of the day, every adult that's capable of taking care of themselves should take care of themselves.
Exactly.
But there's nothing wrong with an athlete that happens to take on a lot of money, helping out to give people a somewhat of a head start.
It's one thing helping out. It's another thing taking care of people's responsibility.
Yeah, if you're helping out, you're just showing your appreciation.
Like, my thing is, I will give a lump sum, like, look here, I'm going to give you this to jumpstart you.
See, my thing is, when you give money to people, they start viewing you as a bank.
That's what I'm saying.
And so that's why I wouldn't give money to people. I would just...
But you already said you were giving money to your cousins.
No. I said this. I said that I will pay your way through school.
Right.
I'm not giving you the money directly. I'm paying your way through school for you to learn a trade, for you to learn a way to get on your own feet to take care of yourself.
Now I agree with that. It's different paying for opportunity I will pay for you to obtain your own money but I'm not about to
But
pay.
they can do that by themselves with student loans.
No. See, because student loans is a whole nother animal.
You can get put on lifetime. Like, I wouldn't look. If you really gonna go to school and handle your business, and if I'm getting multi-millions, I'll pay that. As long as you show me that you actually serious.
Why?
Huh?
Why? If you say that they're fully capable of taking care of themselves, why are you
fully capable means that they have all their faculties.
Right.
Meaning that they got a brain that operates at a normal rate.
So if they're going to school,
their body operates at a normal rate.
Funding them to go to school.
No, Andrea, listen. Hold on, man. Why do we got to do this every time?
No, this is good. Break it down. This is good. We need to break it down.
Check this out, Andrea. Listen. That's like me sitting there, for instance, like, oh, I'm a driver. If I got a cousin or something that's trying, and I just got to get in trouble, I'll pay for that. I'm not gonna pay for the whole thing, you know, or whatever you do in that first. I'm gonna pay for you to go to school, handle your business, and then get you a job to where you can obtain your own money. I will pay to help you get over the fence. You know what I'm saying? I will boost you over the fence. I'll boost you over the fence. I'm not gonna pay all your life expenses. You still gotta handle your business.
But I'm saying if you weren't around, guess what they would have to do? Figure it out.
Listen, but that's the whole point.
But then that means I just shouldn't pay them nothing.
That they're capable of taking care of
so
themselves.
So let me ask you a question.
No. See, but what you as an athlete being able to inherit all that money does is that you help save them time.
Right.
Because for people to get themselves out of a hole, that can take years.
Right.
That's called life.
And some decades.
So Andrea, let me ask you this question.
I can cut a check that can just put you right there while you still in your 20s.
So let me ask you a question, Andrea. So if you won, let's say if you won a lottery, Powerball, Andrea won 90 million, you gonna probably get 30 off taxes because you know they gonna come take all that. So
right.
30 million, right?
Okay.
Would you make sure your parents are straight?
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
But that's paying it backwards. Your parents are straight.
Now,
so my parents took care of me, so I'm showing my appreciation.
Right, correct.
So
your parents, now let's say this. Your parents took care of you. Have your parents ever violated you and made you feel like this?
No.
Okay then, so that's a different situation. But about the parents who sit there and tell when there's parents out here, let's be serious. There's parents out here who I'm trying to keep this.
This is F&S.
I'm trying to keep this clean and respectful. There's some parents out here who had kids by literal accident, and they treat their kids like accidents. They treat them like accidents.
And I don't feel like you should have to owe them anything.
Know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm asking. They treat them like accidents, and then when you try to do something like, for instance, I grew up with kids, in middle school and high school that's talented, play football, they cold, but their parents like, you can't do that. What makes you think you can do that? That's stupid. You should never do that. You should go work in the factory or the warehouse because that's what we supposed. Now, you pretty much defecating on their dreams and goals and all that, telling them they can't do something. Then the point they get, you didn't support none of this. They had to go do what they had to do, work a job to pay for their equipment, cleats, and all that type of stuff to handle their business. Now, all of a sudden, once they actually get to that point, now you want to say, oh, you know what I mean? So I should take care of you now when you pretty much defecated on me all the way from middle school to high school, and you pretty much told me I was an accident all the way through there, and then treated me like garbage.
I don't agree with you feeling obligated to show your appreciation, in air quotes, because you're not really appreciating because they didn't appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Now, if my parents are disabled,
this is different for every situation.
Right, everybody's stuff because
But if you want to give them money out the goodness of your heart, then, whatever.
A lot of times.
That's why I wouldn't give them money. The moment you give somebody money, they view you as a bank.
Yep.
No.
So what are you giving your parents that didn't believe in you and didn't care nothing about you? Are you giving them anything?
Nothing.
You giving them nothing?
Man,
so
listen,
me personally, the person that I am, I'll still give them something, because at the end of the day, for me to become in existence in this world, I had to come through her legs.
I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I'm not about to sit there and take care of all your finances, man.
I'll buy you a car.
I'm not taking care of your finances. That's unfair.
So what are you doing?
I'll buy you a car.
I'll give you a lump. Listen,
I'll buy you a car. I'll buy you a car, paid off.
I'll say this. This is some real stuff. Let's say if I played a lottery ticket. Oh, $30 million. You know what I'm saying? I give my mother $1 million. Straight million. You're not disabled. You're not messed up. You're still young. You can handle your business. I'm going to give you this $1 million to clear whatever debt you got. Start up whatever you want to start up. And throw some money in the bank to where you can have interest. And there it is right there. I'm not about to sit there and take care of all of your expenses. And because that's not right. And then,
it's either that. I'll either buy a house. Buy a car brand new, or this your crib. This is where you want to stay. I'll pay it off. This way you ain't got them kind of bills over your head. But giving people money straight up like that, it's a bad idea.
It's terrible.
That's a bad idea.
What about your siblings?
Oh. Woo!
Well, that's coming from somebody that ain't got none.
Woo!
That's coming from somebody that ain't got no shit.
Money from me is my parents.
Woo! Hey, look, I don't listen, and I think we on the same like there's certain people I would like. Look, if I have a good relationship with you and we was always tight no matter what, thick and thin.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you all of a sudden caught we ain't doing that. Now, if we always been tight through everything. I only got a couple friends on my hands that I can say that's my people. You know what I'm saying? Do no matter what. Them the people, if they call me, I'm there. If you need something, I'm there. Because they never call. But if I don't never talk to you, I call you, I can never reach you. You don't call me to check on me and nothing. Nothing. And then all of a sudden, I get drafted, win the lottery. Cuz, brother, kick rocks. You not, what is this? Nah, just because you share the same DNA,
that means absolutely
you can't
nothing.
choose your family. Friends can be more family. Family is different from relatives. Family is different from relatives. You know what I'm saying? You can go through the trenches with your friend, and that's family more so than a relative. A relative just means we share the same DNA to a degree. And half the time that's watered down.
So, as far as siblings, it would depend on the type of relationship.
Would you not agree?
But that's the same thing with parents.
Would you exactly? That's
the same thing with parents. It's every single person individual.
That applies with anybody, like everybody, because you know if somebody's taking advantage of you. And that brainwashing thing, because people family can operate like a cult in a sense. Brainwashing. I told my mom something the other day. I'm like, when you hit a certain age, you realize you was lied to your whole life.
As if you can put the pieces together.
You know what I'm saying? If you realize you was lied to. A lot of brainwashing going on. A lot of lies. And then once you get to a certain point, you realize you was lied to the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so my question is this. We had the NFL draft here in Detroit.
Midwest.
Should these now instant millionaires change their numbers?
Yes.
Should that be something automatic?
Yep. The only people you should be taking care of, or is the ones who was there for you the whole time.
Taken care of, though.
I don't mean, you know what I mean. Showing them love.
I don't feel like anyone I don't think any grown adult should take care of.
You know what I
any
mean.
other
You
grown adult.
know what I mean by that. I'm just saying, like, the only ones who really show support and through the journey and never treated you differently whether you had money or not. The ones who always just appreciate it, just like you appreciate them, they appreciate you just for y'all being close. You know what I'm saying? Because there's only a handful of people out. If somebody called my phone, it's only a handful.
I feel like if you haven't called my phone before when I ain't have nothing, then don't expect nothing afterwards.
Exactly. And that's the point, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people is leeches. A lot of people like to take the shortcut. A lot of people like to get over on folks, and they use the family.
Because you gotta understand these players, they worked hard.
And that's my point.
You know, they worked their butts off to get to where they're at. And the people who got their hands out ain't had to do nothing.
Nothing. Like, all those football is a very hard, all sports is hard. All that hard work and grinding and luck to get there, a lot of these people just sitting on the couch chilling.
So why are you holding your hands out in expectations?
Josh?
Your answer, you know that just as much as I do. People just want money so they can be able to live the life.
I mean, not only just the money, they want the association, they want to hang, they want the lifestyle. Think about how many family, quote unquote, groupies these players have. Going with them to the games and stuff, like sitting courtside and going with them to the games. It's the lifestyle.
I was listening to Marcellus Wiley. What was it, probably like a month and a half ago or something, and he was talking about folks in his circle, right? And listen, nobody's perfect, right? So if people turn into yes men, and you don't want yes men around you, and a lot of times these people turn to yes men just so they feel like you will take care of it, or whatever the case.
They don't want to disrupt the flow,
right?
Of the money.
He like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you see me like drifting, you supposed to pull me back. You know what I'm saying? Because people are imperfect. You know what I'm saying? If you my friend, or if you my people for real, and if you see me, hey, pull me back. You know what I'm saying? But don't be a yes man.
But people feel threatened.
Yeah, don't be a yes man just because you feel like the bank don't stop.
Because some people are scared of telling the certain person no about a certain thing.
Right.
Because then they feel like they're going to get cut off.
Right. That's like if Josh was, I'm like, yo, you probably shouldn't do that. As a homie, you shouldn't do that. Bad idea. You know what I'm saying? Whether he get upset or not, he get over himself. You know what I'm saying? And realize, hey, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You pull me back. You know what I'm saying? Because initially, you ain't gonna like the. Initially, it's gonna be a conflict. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, man, chill. Listen, you don't want to do that. Bad idea. Chill. Just come on this way so we ain't. You know what I mean?
See, but the thing is, you got that aspect involved in it, and then you got the battle of the other people pulling the person the other direction.
Right, but the other people don't care about the person either, though.
But at that point in time, some of these athletes, they allow themselves to get attached to certain new faces, and they start viewing that in a way to where, like, you're not the one that really cares about me because you don't want me to have this. You're just mad because I have all of this, that, and the other.
And that's the imperfection of people.
Is there any point of time where you would feel the need to cut your parents off if you were in these player situations?
You went straight to the parents, huh?
Once again,
Because they're going to be the closest ones to you, and they are going to be the ones that are probably going to get the most out of you financially.
I'm gonna say this before I pass over, Josh.
Go ahead.
You know how like animals automatically have like an unconditional love of their parents like out the womb? It's like a nature thing. So that's gonna be the toughest situation. The parents. And then, you know, mothers pull the trump card like, I birthed you. You know what I'm saying? I birthed you. If it wasn't for me, you know, but they try to use that as a mask for all their bad decisions. Right? Because once you grow up and realize, just because you my parents, that don't mean you make all the right decisions. You imperfect like everybody else. And when you a child and when your parents teach you, you in the mindset that they perfect and they make no wrong decisions because they teaching you. But when you grow up and realize, like, hold on, you made a bunch of wrong decisions. Everything you told me wasn't right and correct. You know what I'm saying? And so now you take that to the point of financial decisions, irresponsible decisions. And now you're making all these irresponsible decisions and you want me to come in and clean it up because you feel like I got it. Is that right?
Y'all ever seen the movie The Waterboy?
Waterboy.
Absolutely. With Adam Sandler.
Waterboy with Adam Sandler. When he was a football player. And he was like this crazy.
Didn't Kathy Bates play his mother? Or
I forget who the actress's name. I'm not good with actors' names.
I don't think you know.
Well, anyway, that kind of speaks to this what we're talking about right here. Because The Waterboy, the movie was based off a country kid that can barely talk right, that can barely function in society right, but he was able to tap into an ability to become a very good football player. But when he went to college and he started to experience what the school was teaching him about some basic things, his whole thing was, mama said this da 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 da, or mama said this da 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 da, and this college professor was like, mama's wrong. This is what happened. This is what it is. So that's kind of that's what popped into my head when y'all was saying what y'all was saying, because it is true. As a kid, you do believe that your parents have a certain validity on everything that they say, just because they the ones that birthed you and they raised you, and these are the adults that you spend most of your time with in most cases. But you really can't know how factual a person is until you experience the world around. And then you start to learn, oh, this math ain't mathing.
Would you say it's unfair in a certain degree that the bad things that, or the lack of proper parenting, or the bad things and the brainwashing that happens when it comes to kids to when they transition to adulthood hurt them?
So it leads me to this question: should kids take care of their parents when they become adults? And I mean financially. Only if
they're literally not able
to do so.
Only if.
Is it their obligation?
If they capable of doing it?
It depends the parents.
If the parents say you supposed to take care.
No, I ain't obligated to do nothing if you tell me that. Like, because I'm not obligated to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is no obligation. Honestly, at the end of the day, especially if you functioning and you're able to handle your own business, especially if I have my own family, because the whole objective is for me to get out your house and have my own family and kid. I have my own family.
Well, especially if your parents have made financial errors that they're not trying to correct. And
right.
They just say, "Oh, my kid's gonna take care."
Listen, at the end of the day, and this is the hard truth, and people don't like to accept. A child don't ask to be here.
And I think it's a cultural thing.
Now
let's talk about that.
Culturally, in
why
our community,
is it that there are certain cultures that parents, especially here in America, because we're such a melting pot. Why is there certain cultures where parents expect their children to clean up their messes and take care of them, but then you see other cultures where their parents are leaving their children avenues to be able to pass on.
In certain cultures, I told you
their assets.
I told you I've seen this in certain cultures. When I deliver gas stations and stuff like that, they had their kids working, showing them the way. So you don't have to depend on me. You know what I'm saying? You gonna already, once you graduate, you already gonna have everything set up for you. You already know what you gotta handle your business and do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's not necessarily implemented in the urban community like that.
Like, can we just say it?
Black community?
Just say it.
I'm just saying.
Thank you.
I mean, black is still urban. You know what I'm saying? So
no,
it's like,
I mean, but people ain't gonna. Well,
yeah, I'm just saying it's not implemented there. You know, because you don't see that. Like other cultures, you see the parents is teaching they prepping their kids for life when they get older.
Well, because they're passing down their business.
They're prepping their kids for life.
Yeah, they're passing.
You don't
down
see that in the
legacy,
urban community like that.
Yes.
Their whole job is prepping them for life. I told you I used to hang.
They don't have assets to pass down. They're struggling their whole life. Then they bring their kids into the world where they continue to struggle.
But even if you don't have assets, right? Because that's not all. You still should. You don't want to be like me. You don't want to end up like me. So you need to be, you know what I'm saying, doing this, that, and the third. You don't want to end up like me.
Yeah, but
that's that crabs in the barrel mentality.
They may say that, but it's still with the expectation that you're going to take care of me when you get older.
That's not all. That's. There's nothing ever 100%. But majority, you right.
How many people have come up to you or me and said, "Oh, how come y'all don't have kids? Who gonna take care of y'all when y'all get older?"
I mean, that's the.
Why is that the expectation?
But listen, that's the system being taught. Don't y'all speak about the system?
Y'all.
No, I'm serious.
well, listen.
There's a system.
Well, listen. Look.
I don't mean y'all in a disrespectful form. I mean, for
the
real,
more
listen, it's the system that's being taught. It's a systematic thing here.
Well, look. The normal thing that was meant to be in life is that when a man and woman get together and get married, one of the normal things that normally comes about with that is that they start to have their own family, meaning that they have their own kids. That's the normal thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the people that choose not to have kids, there's nothing wrong with that.
But when you say it's a system, when you say it's a messed up system that's being implemented here,
that you're expected to
yes,
have kids,
it's a systematic situation going on here.
I mean, look, that's just one of the things that we can point to that's wrong with it.
It's a big old. It's a tier system here. Like, I don't want to dig off deep into this system stuff here, but the people are brainwashed out here, and that's just the bottom line. There's a lot of brainwashing going on.
The whole point is
that also came with, I feel like, the American dream where you gotta have, a house with the picket fence.
That's the system.
Right, the 2.2 kids.
That's
and all that stuff.
they put a certain standard on success, and if you don't reach this standard, then you're not viewed as successful.
Growing up, they teach you that through
Right.
kindergarten, grade school, middle school, high school. The whole thing is picket fence, the dog, and the couple kids. But once you grow up and realize that's all lies, That's all lies.
Because, well,
Yes, they make it very hard to achieve that dream and
That,
not be
without being in debt.
$100,000 in debt.
You're right, exactly.
it's not a realistic dream.
That's
for
all
everybody.
lies.
Not everybody wants that type of responsibility, and then they demonize you for not wanting that, or they call you lazy.
Well, see,
No, I've definitely been called that, but because I don't want. Oh, I've been called all type of. Listen, I done had. Listen, you know what I mean? I done had all type of names thrown my way because I don't want no kids, and the type of rules I would have in my house if I have kids, because we ain't gonna go back into that.
that's part of the problem, though.
What?
The system that exists in place makes it hard for people to have kids, to even raise kids successfully.
At the end of the day, if I had a child or kids, my whole mission is to make sure you able to succeed without me. By the time you are in my house, you're gonna be able to function. You're gonna make mistakes.
And that-
But you're not gonna come to me and be like, oh, you gonna know it all. So I'm not gonna be a favorable parent. You know what I'm saying?
And in today's society, how many kids are actually being able to do that? We see so many kids having to move back home.
Well, see, that's where I was going to go with.
Would you accept your child if they're like, oh man, I couldn't do this or that? Can I come back home for a few months? Are you
But
taking
sometimes things happen.
Okay.
Things happen.
But that was leaking into the other thing, because a lot of families in the black culture feel like, especially for boys, once you turn 18, you out, because I'm not taking care of no grown man. It's not like that in every culture, but in the black culture that I've seen, a lot of families have that feeling with black males. Once you turn 18,
And that also means, since you say that to me, if I came up across $30 million, I'm not taking care of no grown adult either.
so how do we feel about that?
I ain't taking care of no grown man. I ain't taking care of no, you know what I mean? So I guess we even.
Listen, like,
I'm saying?
are we okay with the thought that just because you happen to be a male, once you turn 18, you obligated to have to get out and figure it out on your own?
That's a whole different discussion.
That is a whole different discussion, but this is the F&S.
So my question is, do you
We
owe
can definitely get into it.
do you owe your parents just because they raised you and took care of you?
You owe them something.
You listen.
You owe them something.
Like I told you when I seen my father, right? When I met my father, which bothered me a little bit. That hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I have traits of my father, right? If it wasn't for my father, I wouldn't like music the way I do, and I wouldn't have the brain, the creative type of tendencies. I mean, genes is genes. Like, one thing about genes, you can't change genes. You can't change your parents, right? I have traits in my father. I have traits in my mother. I appreciate the traits of my father. I appreciate traits of my mother. So in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? I'm always appreciative of that. Even though I don't know my father, I appreciate certain aspects.
So your father didn't raise you. So if you came into 30 million, are you
No.
giving your father anything? Okay.
No.
But you appreciate the genes.
Listen, I say this about my father, right? I appreciate he went in and out. Either you in or you out. Don't play with me like my emotions like that. You know what I'm saying? Either you in or you out. But that's a discussion for another day, because growing up, you see you start understanding certain things. Like, when you become an adult, you look back on certain things in your childhood, and you understand certain things. Like, oh,
That's the reason why that happened.
right. You understand certain things. Like, oh, Okay.
And then the other thing too that exists is that, unfortunately, because this is an issue that for certain fathers, they've been painted a wrong way when that really wasn't the case. Because there is a such thing as mothers keeping their kids away from their father.
They do that. They do that.
That's a thing that
They
exists.
do that. They make it real. And I'll say this: that I'm glad I don't have children. If me and Lewis had kids, right? If me and Lewis had kids, she was making it difficult to see my kid, dog. I'm saying, look, man, look, Excuse me. Give it a mic. Can you say something? Hell no, grip the mic. Hold on, let's talk about it.
Kids.
Listen, if we had kids, she making it difficult, I would say this. Look, I'm gonna tell the kid what's up. Your mother's making it difficult. Why I can't see you? Huh?
But that's kind of.
Yes, I am gonna tell him that. I'm going to. No, hey,
When they get old enough to understand
you're not
certain
gonna paint
things,
me as the bad guy here, because a lot of times the courts and all that stuff.
it works in the female's favor.
Listen, a female could be a dope fiend, or don't have none of her stuff together, and the father can have everything together. And what the courts do, we gonna give custody to the mother, and then you're gonna have to pay this. You know what I'm saying? When the mother's the unfit parent here.
Yeah, but should the kid be put in the middle of that though?
No, you're not about to play me.
Well, that's the whole point of going to court.
That's the brainwashing system.
That's the whole point of taking it to court.
The father is always the bad guy. No.
First of all, every parent, mother, father, whether you choose to stay together or not, every mother or father should do their part in taking care of their child.
Listen, you need both parents. Because fathers, for the most part.
And believe it or not, kids need to see their parents together.
Yes.
Successfully functioning as a unit together.
Exactly. You don't need different men popping up in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's more optimal if you have your actual parents. That's both. Both. We ain't see. Listen, why you gotta? Man, it's all. Listen, you know exactly what I'm saying here. But just like you said, you shouldn't throw kids in. You shouldn't be sitting there trying to brainwash the kid to make it like the father is the bad guy here. You know what I'm saying?
While at the same time,
that's crazy.
But then this, like, we have the whole child support thing, right? The whole child support thing, right? Like, I sent y'all the video the other day.
Yeah. That lady in court?
That lady in court, right? Like, you know, child support, the theory behind it is good. But the execution behind it, in some cases, is very bad.
Child support should be titled what it is. Child support. Not paying your bill support. Not funding your lifestyle support. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't think I ever child support. What?
So
Child support? Because 9 times out of 10. So what? I say this. If the mother is single, right? Single with the kids. What happens if she get a new man and he living in that house? And he reaping the benefits of my child support.
How is he reaping the benefits? And how would you know that?
Okay, so let's just paint a picture here. Okay? Some mothers get thousands of dollars per month to take care of a child. Thousands of dollars, not hundreds, thousands. And sometimes that thousands is well over the amount that it actually takes to take care of a child.
The question is, how much does it really take?
So wouldn't it be?
Does that
matter?
Should make it right?
Should that matter?
That don't make it right.
Wait, wouldn't that be a case by case basis?
Right, but say for instance, right?
That's
Say
a
for
case
hold
by
on.
case.
But you know what? But you.
Across the board amount of how much it takes to take care of a child, and then just give them that.
Hold on, wait a second.
Well, hold up. Things would change if there wasn't no battle for the husband to see his child.
Facts. So, this the thing. Say I'm some top wide receiver, Detroit Lions, number 88, Hall of Fame. You know what I'm
That's your
saying?
favorite number or something? 88?
Yeah, number 88 as a wide receiver. Number 88, Hall of Fame, making millions. Only one kid. One. Not three, one. We just didn't happen to work out, but they demanded I pay $50,000 a month in child support. 50. She's gonna have a new man. She's going to have a new man. She's gonna have a new man. They gonna be intimate, doing all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's going to be. She don't even need to 50 bands a month. She don't even need to work. Huh?
The system is backwards.
Word up. So that's the listen. I will lose. Listen,
And that damages the child.
Man, listen.
Because he grows up viewing that as a normal situation. And so now, being faithful to one woman individually is not an obligation.
Dog, listen. Huh?
You questioning that?
How did we go to child support to being faithful to one woman?
Well, I'm talking about the damage that is done to the child. Because now he grows up with that situation that Matt painted.
Mm-hmm.
He grows up in a situation with a stepfather.
Right?
Possibly, if he's even married. But he's going to view him as a stepfather.
Right?
So now it's normal for me or for somebody to have kids and we don't work out fine. Bam. We can both have two different people in our lives, even if we have kids. It's not that big of a deal because that's what happened to me. I was all right. I turned out okay. My kids should be fine. Me and his mother didn't work out. Same thing that happened to me.
Did you really turn out okay?
But that's the point.
What's the point?
That's the point. That's the whole point.
What's the point?
Back to what I said earlier. Kids need to see their mother and father together.
At the end of the day, all this, there's no perfect situation. No, there is no perfect situation because everybody's imperfect. So it's impossible to have a perfect situation.
But if you have a mother and a father who loved you, took care of you, took care of the responsibilities, I mean, that's a pretty good situation.
No, it's like you said, but you didn't say perfect.
No, it's not.
There's no imperfect.
You're coming
There,
from imperfect.
everybody's imperfect, so people's gonna make mistakes.
But your ideal situation, I guess, is what you would say.
Right? People run away, like in the urban black community here. You know what I'm saying? I'll say this, right? I'll say this. Growing up, seeing certain things, I've seen other ethnicities have problems, but they hide that from the child and they stay together for the sake of the child because we create this responsibility together. So we have to deal with this together.
Right.
We decided to do what we had to do unprotected, and we had this child together. So
And
it's
just
bigger,
to be clear, that happens in every culture.
it's bigger than both of us. It's not just me. It's not just you. So we gotta to make sure that's kids is a lifetime responsibility. It's not just part-time. It's lifetime. You bring a life into the world that's both of our responsibilities for a lifetime because things happen. You know what I'm saying? Your kid could be 35, 40 years old. What you gonna say? Oh, they in the hospital. Oh, well. You know what I'm saying? They grown. No, you're gonna run to them like they 5 years old. That's a lifetime responsibility. So we in this together. Now when they get, so you gotta be careful who you have a kid with in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not one to make excuses for people who have kids by accident, quote unquote, because a lot of contraceptives on both ends. The guy can use or whatever he got to use and to not have kids. You know what I'm saying? But if you step into them waters to the possibility of having kids, you have to take care of the responsibility that comes with that and can't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
That makes me think of the J. Cole song.
Nah, dog, you have to have, look, man, if you have kids with something like, dog, you have to, because it's not about y'all no more. It's about the kid.
Right.
Y'all parents now. It's not about y'all no more.
Your dreams is put on hold for at least 18 years.
It's about the kid.
At least 18 years, your dreams is put on hold.
Raising the kid is serious business. And if you don't raise them right, that bites you in the behind.
That bites you in the behind.
When they not functioning in the world, you know what I'm saying?
And then they come out breeding the same kind of situation, the same kind of thinking.
Yeah, listen, it's they end up having kids out of, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then now you got grandkids. No, it messes you up worse than it's a lifetime of, you know what I'm saying? How many grandparents you see take care of their kids? Exactly. That's not fair to the grandparents.
No.
That's not fair. They retire to have to take care of your kids.
Right.
So that goes
That's not.
So that goes into being drafted and getting paid, and you showed me the way. Now I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now all of a sudden I gotta pay all of your bills, and all of a sudden now, wow, really?
That's why I said I'm not giving nobody money.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not giving nobody money. I'm paying for somebody.
I'm not constantly paying nobody's bills.
I'm paying for somebody to have an easier life.
That's a one-time fee. Listen,
that's a one-time check. Think about it.
What's the highest?
Think about it.
What's the
Think
highest
about
you ever? Have you ever heard of $1 million student loan?
First of all, hold up. First of all, a first-round pick football player that's drafted in the top 5, I'm gonna say, I haven't done my research on this lately, but this is what it used to be, so it's probably a bigger number now. A first-round pick drafted in the top 5, maybe top 10, is guaranteed at least 25 mil. At least 25 mil. If I pay for you a car, brand new, it doesn't have to be a Mercedes. It doesn't have to be a Lamborghini. It doesn't have to be none of that. If I pay for you a brand new car, let's just say it's a Chevy whatever, $15,000. I mean, or $50,000.
It wouldn't even be that. It wouldn't be that. No,
I'm not giving them the dollars to spend on what they want. I'm giving them the means to get to a point A to point B.
Paying school loans is good enough.
Right.
Look, because the most I've heard of school loans is being like 300 bands. It's probably more. But I've never heard of $1 million. So I will pay your school. Look, if it helps you navigate, I'll pay your school loans. You take that whole debt away, you should be able to handle your business at that point.
Right.
With your degree and all that. You should be able to handle your business.
But without you, they would be handling their business.
Yeah,
but that's the whole point of the question.
That's like somebody pulling you into a job.
That's the whole point of the question.
Like somebody pulling you into a job. Oh man, I know them, so I can basically skip the whole interview process and just pull me on in. I'm qualified to handle it, but I don't gotta go through that. That's fine. I don't mind helping nobody like that because it happens like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You know somebody that can pull you in, but you can still execute. So if I know you can execute, you trying to handle your business, this is just hindering you, fine. You pay these school loans off. You on your way.
So how many people are you doing that for?
I just said it's a handful.
Not everybody deserves it.
Like 5 fingers.
Not everybody deserves it.
Now,
Yes.
that you would do.
Depending on the family member.
You would do cousins.
Yes, because for me, in my personal situation, I grew up close to a number of my cousins.
Yeah, but are you still close to them now?
I'm not as close to them now as I was before growing up, but that doesn't change the fact of what was. Like, if they called me, we can still chop it up and have a conversation like we didn't spend so much time separated. We can have a conversation, catch up, and everything still be good because we already built the foundation. You're right, people do change. But while I'm not in the picture and I don't know about that, I can't judge them based off of, oh, well, maybe they changed to be a bad person.
No, I'm not saying they're changing for the bad. I'm just saying, like, your relationship is not the same, so your obligation that you maybe felt when you were smaller, when you were close, it might not be that same. It doesn't have to be that same obligation.
Well, like I said, that's me. That's me. If I sign a contract, like one of these top draft picks is getting paid millions of dollars, and I got the bread to be able to be like, okay, things ain't working out for you in life the way you panned out. Let me pay for you to study your way something else so you can try something else.
Like he said, it's all depending on who it is, because there's people that really work hard that just can't catch a break. Now, and they won't ask you for nothing. They won't ask you. They'd rather sink than ask. Them the ones I'm more so keen on doing that for. Like, look, man, you got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want it back here. Cause you trying to handle your business. Everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a break or something. Everybody be given a break. Even like, for instance, people who make it to NFL, they got a break. Somebody had to choose them to come along. You can't just become drafted without them choosing you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you get hired somewhere, they have to choose you. You know what I mean? To come along. You know, you get signed to a label, they got to choose you to come along. So it got to be due to somebody else. You didn't got to a certain point, right? So I have no problem helping a close friend. A close friend can be family. You know, I have no problem helping family because relative to family is different. I have no problem helping family who's really just trying to handle their business, and it's just they just can't catch a break. I have no problem doing that.
Right.
Because they wouldn't ask me no way, and it hurts them to ask. And I'm like, look, it's all good. I don't want it back. We don't even gotta speak of this no more.
Right.
I'll just slide you this. We ain't never gotta speak of this again.
When I give somebody something, I'm not giving them with the expectation, oh yeah, they gonna give me this back.
Right. And I'm not throwing it in your face.
No.
Cause there's people that'll give you things.
Remind you about that every single time.
And throw it in your face just for an ego boost.
Don't forget, did you remember the time I did that?
I will never give somebody something as an ego boost. It'll literally just be from the kindness. Mm-hmm. So if I sit there and give somebody something, it'll be for the kindness. And it'll be just literally because I want to help.
My thing is, I'm not going to contribute to a bad habit.
No.
Especially if I know about it. I'm not going to contribute to a bad habit. If you known for using your money to go purchase things that is not good for you, and that have contributed to the reason why you where you at in life right now, I'm not giving you anything because I'm not contributing to your bad habit. And like I said, I'm not giving anybody money. I'm not giving anybody money. My money is paying for something. So I'm not giving you the straight dollars. I'm not giving you the straight dollars. I'm gonna be like, oh, your car messed up. Let's go to the dealership. I'm gonna go pick one.
Andrea said, I'm only giving parents. That's it.
But she don't got no siblings, so she's coming from a whole different perspective.
She like, yo, I ain't giving nobody nothing. I mean, but I'm more so on your side with that aspect. I'm just more so like, I'm not close to that many people. So
but the same thing is, once you get paid a certain amount of dollars, how much do you really need?
That's why these people be having schools and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why people create schools and all that type of stuff, because they just trying to,
But
you
I'm
know.
just saying, like, I don't give my parents something because I appreciate what they did.
That's
Right.
no doubt.
My siblings did for me.
If somebody gave you 25, like if you, let's just go with that number, 25 million.
Uh-huh.
Could you spend 25 million on things that you're like?
Now you asking me personally, or you just asking the average person? Because me personally, a person can blow 25 million in a month.
No. I'm talking about like for you to pay for your necessities in life and to get some of the things that you want in life.
I would say this.
Is 25 million necessary to do that?
I would say this. A lot of people personality or a lot of people's real ways is based off their money. You would know how somebody really is once you give some money to them. If you look at somebody when they get their income tax, you'll see their personality come out real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, me at this point in my life right now, I only care about my electronics and music. I don't want no big mansion house. None. So me, no. But maybe if my 20s, I'll blow that junk in a month, dog.
Of course we can just blow it because we
In my 20s,
we can come up with reasons to spend
Bro,
money.
you go get a crib. Like, you gotta think about it like this.
We come up with reasons to spend money. My thing is any person with a sound mind.
Now at this point, no, I will not. I will sit that thing in the bank.
25 million. Like,
Dog, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I will buy a regular normal house and put that in the bank, and I just want to just retire and
Right.
just travel. Like, that's all I want to do. I don't
See,
know
but
what I'm saying, but
that's the
now,
thing.
though.
That's the thing. Okay, so let's go on the high side, right? A house costs on the high side $500,000.
Yeah, I mean,
$500,000 to buy a house. And that house is decked out.
500. I thought it'd be more than that. Ain't like 8. Like 8.
No. Oh,
Average house is like 400,000.
but that's what I'm saying.
Cause some of them
I'm
cribs
talking about-
cost like 1.2.
Okay, but what's the size of those homes? How many bedrooms? How many
They be
bathrooms?
regular, don't they? Regular crib, 1.2. You know what I'm saying? It's all location based.
Depending on, okay, so
So
you don't have to live in New York.
So-
You don't have to live in LA.
No, let's say
Say you live in Michigan.
Michigan.
Say you living in
Those
Michigan.
houses that be.
Listen,
like,
look.
Like,
I passed by a neighborhood, all brand new built homes. Three stories if you include the basement. Starting at $400,000.
where?
Over in what is that? Chelsea Dexter
Chelsea?
area. Chelsea Dexter area.
And that's just the basic stuff, right? That's without upgrades, right?
Well, these are brand new homes.
Because if you want to put,
It depends.
you want to
because-
throw upgrades in there, you about to be probably spending like, I say 6.
Well, that
So you
depends.
think- you
That
got-
depends.
If you get a regular house,
Because you don't need $1 million home.
no, you don't. I agree. I said that's why I said I get a regular house.
Right. Because
Yeah.
if it's just you and your wife, what size house do you need?
But you also gotta think about this. When you make, if you got that much money, people don't know how to shut up. So I mean, you gotta be protected as well.
Right.
So you can't really live in an open area if you make that much money, because there's always gonna be some cats lurking trying to, you know what I mean?
But that's part of the reason why investing in security systems.
Security systems don't always work.
No, you're right. You're right.
Like,
No, but you're right
they
about
just
that.
don't get to you quick enough. You break in, you know the police, they still, the alarm gotta go off and they gotta get prepared and they come to you. Things
I hear
happen
what
in
you're
20
saying.
seconds.
Yeah, you're right. You absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that. And I'm not saying that you have to live in a new built neighborhood or anything like that. Because you can buy land and build your house from scratch.
Perfect. That's the perfect, like, that's the best optimal way.
And that's cheaper than building a home in a new built community.
That's the best optimal way, honestly, just getting some land and putting the house there. You know what I'm saying? That way you can kind of keep an eye on. Mm-hmm. But that, like, look.
At the end of the day, we still not crossing the million here.
But see, the problem with people is,
do you have to have a parking lot of cars?
people seek approval from, let's call this what it is. You seeking approval from cats that don't even care about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but therein the problem lies.
You seeking approval from people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, a lot of people got egos. They very egotistical and they seeking approval and trying to show off, and don't nobody care about what you got.
Right.
So if I'm at this point in time in my life and my age and what I know and what I wouldn't tell nobody what I got at all.
Exactly.
I would, if I won the lottery or somehow came across that much amount of money, you know, I'll put it up in the bank, buy a house, a regular house, I don't want no man. First of all, a mansion would creep me out. Keep it real with you. I don't want no mansion. Regular crib, normal house.
Right.
And travel.
But what's a normal house? A
Whatever
3-2?
If it was me and my wife, right?
A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom?
We got the regular house, the regular room. She got her office space. I got my man cave. That's 3 rooms.
3-bedroom.
Yeah, 3 bedrooms.
3-bedroom.
Maybe if it's
no guest room?
No, maybe if we had company over like that, 4-bedroom guest room.
Okay.
Or that'd be a basement or something. You know what I'm saying? So the guest room.
That's those houses that I pass by.
Yeah. So you can have a 3-bedroom in the basement, and the guest room could be the basement.
And that's those houses that I pass by. That whole community that has them for $400,000. There's some community that's like that. They'll go up another $100,000 based on where you at.
Would y'all have an issue like if we had a 3-bedroom and we like, oh, the guest room in the basement? Would y'all have a problem with that if y'all came through?
I personally wouldn't.
Of course. Bathroom, all that, shower, everything. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that would be the guest joint. Be like a little, almost like a because my homeboy, when I played basketball, I used to go to I stayed at his house on. We had Sunday games. I stayed at Saturdays. His basement was set up like you could say it was like an apartment. Almost. He had the kitchen, had the bathroom, he had the room. It was all like one level. You know what I'm saying? But that would be perfect for a guest room.
Right. See, but we talking about.
But that's regular stuff though. So 3 bedrooms upstairs, maybe 4, but 3, 4. Man. But anyway, 3, 4 bedrooms, and then you got the basement down there, and that's the guest room. And then maybe you can have a nice car. You don't want to have one nice car.
No, but the thing is, going back to what she said about players getting broke. I feel like I need to have a parking lot.
Right.
I need to have a parking lot. I need to have the newest. I need to have the newest Mercedes. I need to have a Tesla. I need to have a Lamborghini. I need that Bugatti.
But why is that though? Let's call it. Let's on F&S we keep it gangster. Why is the reason these dudes want that?
Oh, because one, they entertain themselves with people that always talk about that kind of stuff.
What's the other?
And the other thing is, they want to look like the man.
Nah, what's the other? Women.
Well,
they want to impress females.
But that's.
They want to impress females.
Well, that's.
Are you gonna say I'm lying?
No, I mean, but to me that goes into they want to look like the man.
Okay.
Because when you want to look like the man, you're not doing it just for your homeboys, your peers. Part of being the man is getting all the girls. So
Right.
you want to be able to not only outshine your boys, but you want to be able to attract all the females that all your boys want.
You're right. I don't think that anybody should be obligated to take care of any fully able adult. I think it's unfair and messed up. I don't think that just because you had kids, it's right for you to handcuff their life to take care of you because you had them. I think that's very messed up. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. That's not right. In my opinion, that's not right. If I had a kid, my objective is to make sure they're able to function without me and handle their business without me. I would be happy if they was to handle their business without me. You know
And
what
be
I'm saying?
thankful for whatever gifts they give you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel correct. I want to be able to handle my business.
Now, on the flip side of that, say you was the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Say you did your job. Took care of your kids. And your kid became #1 draft pick. He gives you nothing. How does that?
I mean,
How does that?
For me personally,
Because we not expecting anything.
yeah, I'm not expecting
anything.
I'm not.
But there's nothing wrong with showing gratitude.
No, it's nothing wrong with showing gratitude. I don't expect, this is my thing. The way I would parent, I've already been told, especially by Josh, saying that it'll probably be CPS be called on me and stuff like that.
Well, I was going based off of what I heard in that other episode, how you would run your house like a boot camp.
I would. But this the thing. This how I'm not expecting nothing because I'm expecting myself to be on point.
Right.
I'm expecting myself to be on point. I'm not expecting, I can't even, there's a blockage there. I'm not expecting you to handle, I'm expecting to be on point already. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for what you got. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting you to give me anything. You know what I'm saying? Because my job is to give you the tools to obtain what you got.
Right.
So I'm not wanting nothing. I don't necessarily care to have anything from you because my gift to you is the knowledge and the ability to be able to obtain that. Mm-hmm. I don't care to get. I can get whatever I gotta get myself. Because
at the end of the day, your best gift as a parent is seeing your child be successful.
For me, I'm gonna handle my business. I don't need all, for me, once you realize you don't need all that, you get older and realize you don't need all that.
Right.
I'm happy. That's my seed. That's my DNA running around on the court. No, I because I got my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't need. I got my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna handle I got my own stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm handling my own business.
It ain't gonna be no funny conversations at family
No,
dinners.
I got my own trucking company or something. I'm doing my own thing. My business and my wife just handle. You do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for me to see otherwise unless I'm disabled.
But things don't always work out for people.
It don't always work out.
So
It don't always.
So say things aren't working out, and you are in.
I mean, it's things don't. That's a crapshoot because you don't know. People is selfish. You know what I'm saying? People are selfish.
But that's why it's a question.
And if
it's a hypothetical.
And if I asked my kid for something, it wouldn't.
No, you didn't ask him for anything. You didn't ask him.
I would say I would hope so.
Especially when he's more than capable of doing it without hurting himself.
I would say I would hope so. I would hope so. I would hope so, but it's just.
So do we pay it backwards?
Pay it back, what you mean?
That's the title. That's the title of the
my
episode.
thing is, I I wouldn't be used like it's levels to this thing here. It's layers to this.
It's different for every situation.
Yeah, it's layers because I would never tell my kid this growing up. I expect you to take care of me growing up.
No. And no parent should ever say that.
I would never say that. So if I'm struggling,
the only time that kind of conversation normally comes up is when the parents is starting to, things is going south, and you start talking about health care and things of that nature. And some parents, they even start talking about nursing homes and things of that nature. Don't put me in this kind of a nursing home.
Because I say this, my child, son or daughter, will see my face at every game. I'm there every time.
As long as I'm capable of it.
Every time.
Are you coming out of pocket to pay them tickets,
every time.
or is he providing you with the tickets?
What you mean? As far as like coming to school?
No. He's drafted.
I'm talking about beforehand. I'm talking about like because we talk about. We talk about yeah for sure. But I'm talking about like expect if I'm going through a hard time. But my kid because there's things like and these are even things too that you can because some people at jobs control them. Usually kids' games is on weekends, so I'm not working on my kids' game. So I'm gonna be there whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? It's point blank period. My life is not here. You can shove that wherever you want to shove it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, my kid is gonna see me. I'm gonna be there. Whatever I can do to put my kid in camps, I'm gonna do that. Whatever I gotta do to help them get to where they want to go to, if they show me that's what they want to do.
If I can't put them through camps, I'm gonna be like Ja Morant's dad.
I'm gonna be there. So
like Ja Morant's dad trained him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm
gonna be there. You gonna see me. I'm there. There be never a day I'm not there. So, I would think over the years of me being there, and I'm not talking about parents who ain't there. I would never be the parent to be like, you can't do this. You tell me you want to do something, I'm gonna be the parent.
We're gonna find out if you really want to do it.
Really want to do. If this is what you want to do, I'm gonna be there I'm there to support and help you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm going through a hard situation. After them years, you seeing me be there. And it's not for you to help me either. It's just that I'm really believing in you. You know what I'm saying? I would hope all them years of me doing that would
come.
But you still not obligated.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But, I would hope, if you see me going through
But that's just part of showing love.
Word up. You know what I mean? That's all that is.
That's part of showing love. That's part of showing love, and that's part of showing respect for the past.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, if you're capable of doing it,
there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. You're not expected to do it, but you get respected for doing it.
Exactly.
But if you don't do it and you're capable of doing it, you lose respect.
Everybody needs help. Everybody had help getting to where they was at. Nobody got there alone. If you can point to me somebody that got somewhere by themselves, please tell me.
So that's why the name of the podcast has the question. Pay it backwards?
Depending on who it is, if you pay it backwards.
Outside of that, most of the time you're trying to pay it forward. You're trying to pay it forward. You're trying to have this.
So would you have the same mentality that Charles Barkley has?
What's the
Give
mentality?
anybody money
One time. I wouldn't give anybody money one time. Like I said, I'm not giving money. I'm providing you with.
I'm not against one time. Not anybody. No. If you, no. Because I ran into some people outside with the signs that was lying. On a number of occasions too. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole other story for another day. But like relatives or something that I'm like, because guess what? If you handle your business, that money regenerates. My thing is money regenerates. People hold a lot of stock on money when it regenerates. You know what I'm saying? If you handle your business, it regenerates.
Well, that's the reason why it's called cash flow.
Yeah, it comes back. So whatever I give you, I know I can get it back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna keep giving it to you.
You're not gonna look at me like
It's
I'm the
on
ATM.
you. I'm gonna make it a point to tell you, hey, it's on you what you do with this.
I'm not the ATM.
Nah.
You can't just call me and be like, it happened again. I need help.
Hey, yeah, like
you know what I'm
nah, we
saying?
ain't doing that. Nope. You know what I'm saying? Like if I happen to give you money, that's if.
Especially if I know the details of some of your of your life.
Yeah.
And your habits and what you like to do. Because there's some family members, I believe this exists in every family, but there's some family members that they just can't never get it together as far as they personal actions. They personal actions never seem to line up with what they say they gonna do. They always come to you, yeah, you know, I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. Or I'm fixing to start this. I'm fixing to start that. But then you hear about, oh, you done did this and got yourself caught up in this situation.
Right.
Oh, then you done did this and got yourself caught up in this situation. Or then you done did this and got yourself caught up in this situation. When I learned those kind of things, that lets me know money is not going to save you here. Money is not the help that you need. The help that you need is deeper than any paper. You need to actually like look yourself in the mirror. You might need some counseling. You might need all of that other stuff. But my dollars is not going to be no temporary band-aid for your issues.
I agree with you, but and that goes. It's very selective of who you do that to.
That's why you got to treat every person individual.
Exactly, it's on an individual basis. And if I have to give somebody a lump sum of money, and look, if I'm rolling in dough like that, I'm gonna make it a strong point. Like, hey, if I give you this, this is a one-time deal. It's never happening again. So if you don't do what you're supposed to do with this,
Like I said, I'm not giving them the cash. I'm not giving them the cash. Oh, life ain't working out for you. All right, well, what can we do for you for school to help you learn the trade?
yeah,
What's the saying? Give a man a fish, it'll last a day. Teach a man how to fish, it'll last a lifetime.
that's what LeBron did.
I'll teach a man how to
All
fish.
his men was something.
Right.
And they constantly getting dope.
Right.
And LeBron, you know what I'm saying? But guess what? It goes to say, you always need some help to get you. I will help you. I'll pull you up out the water. But you gotta, once we get out that water, you gotta still handle your business. I'm gonna pull you out the water. But once we get on land,
If you choose to jump back in the water,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
don't expect me to just come to your aid
real.
every time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. You know?
That's why the purpose that serves is I'm gonna see what you do with this. Because if I'm paying your way through school, I get to see how serious you taking this.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And who's to say, if you handle whatever you doing in school, whatever the case is, who's to say if I pay your way through school, I got some connects elsewhere. You graduate school, you handle your business. I could plug you in at this place right over here because I know
people.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
know people.
But you gotta show.
Especially being a professional athlete.
But you gotta show because my name on the line.
Because a professional athlete can establish connections in cities across the United States.
And that's with, and you gotta think about it, that's with health and everything. Because, they got doctors they gotta deal with and all that. So if you go to medical school, you trying to be this, that, and the third, I can help you skip steps. You just gotta show that you got to drive and you willing to do that because I can plug you right in with the source.
Right.
But you got to show that you willing to, you know what I'm saying? I can't just put my name on the line for you if you just not, you know what I mean?
Right.
But ain't that how it go with the draft? We see you out here handling your business. Before I put you on this roster, before I draft you to the Falcons, you know what I'm saying? You gotta show me that you can handle
To the Lions.
Yeah.
To the Lions. To the
Lions, Falcons, Titans, it don't matter. If I gotta see what you do through college and show that you really like that and really want it before I draft you over here, before I give you this check.
Exactly. I mean, you gotta produce. Hard work don't just guarantee production.
Exactly.
Hard work don't guarantee production. I do appreciate former Pittsburgh Steeler James Harrison for saying that. He said he was gonna teach his kids. No, hard work doesn't guarantee that you're gonna be successful. Hard work is just hard work.
Yeah.
But you have to be productive in order to reach that success.
Exactly. Well,
Do you pay it backwards?
that's the question you should ask yourself. Guess that will conclude the episode because I hear a lot of snores.
Not just from
Like, it's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy. So, I guess that will conclude
we started off with 4.
episode 5. I mean, you know, we had an intermission and all that. You know, we had a new format. The next one was going to be the NFL draft recap.
Yeah, I don't know when we're gonna do that. But look for that to come sometime soon.
So next week we got to go to Indiana for my brother's graduation.
That's fine. Maybe if I download.
Y'all be here Saturday though.
We'll be. We'll see what's popping.
Hold up, now don't be.
We'll see. We got cracking.
I understand that's what she said, but look, people need time to like settle down after traveling.
No, the graduation's Sunday.
We gonna
She
discuss.
keep putting business out.
we gonna discuss. We gonna
A
discuss.
lot of people are graduating.
We gonna discuss. We may leave Saturday.
If I
don't know.
download that thing,
Oh yes. Oh,
Yeah.
we gonna download it. I mean, I'm gonna put it on there.
got you. Okay.
Yeah, we gonna put it on there.
All right.
And I can, whatever.
Gotcha.
I can edit it and all that stuff. I'm gonna set it up and everything. So,
Got you.
but appreciate the listen. You know what I'm saying? And it's episode 5. This concludes episode 5. Episode 6 is coming soon, and we'll come with the topic later. We out.
Peace.
F&S, the attention is to be the best. Not just sports, every box we check. Whatever topic we address. No such thing as putting us to the test. We not compromised. Guess you could say we selfish in that sense. What's your top 10? We break it down a list. Not moved by analytics. We judging off live production. Handle your business, we talk about it. Stick up the bill, then we talk about it. Not just star focus. Attention goes to the whole roster. Show you how to conduct a show proper. No props, all dialogue. Fact droppers. This the right show you chose. Keep you in the know, but never move